The very people who don't know what a woman is are saying Trump hates women while sitting up there and sexualizing his press secretary, sexualizing her, demeaning her intelligence, all this shit, thinking that she only got the job because she allowed Trump to grab her in the genitals. Caroline Leavitt is an incredible press secretary. She answers questions like clearly, concisely, directly. And if she doesn't have an answer for a new question that's being asked of her, she says that she will get that answer back to you as soon as she gets to the president, because she is the messenger for the president of the United States. So all these women and all these men who claim that Trump hates women, you sure are showing how much you fucking hate women while still not knowing what one is.
I love the memes right now with the French government trying to want to take back the Statue of Liberty.
Oh,
I fucking love that shit.
They were actually asked about that at the press secretary. Did you see her response?
No, I haven't.
You're not giving it back. I think she goes off on it. It's fucking hysterical.
And something different. There is now a member of the European Parliament from France who does not think the U.S. represents the values of the Statue of Liberty anymore. They want the Statue of Liberty back. So is President Trump going to send the Statue of Liberty back to France?
Absolutely not. And my advice to that unnamed low-level French politician would be to remind them that it's only because of the United States of America that the French are not speaking German right now. So they should be very grateful to our great country.
I haven't seen that. She hurts my brain.
Yeah, what was he thinking when he put her out there?
Oh my god. He wasn't thinking, that's the problem.
No, he was. He was trying to appeal to some kind of...
I wonder if he grabbed her and then she's like, oh, I get the job?
What the fuck?
It's just creepy. It's a creepy choice.
Well, you know what? I think he probably asked Stormy Daniels, and she was busy, so that was just...
Stormy Daniels is a total and complete liar. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, she did not have the encounter she describes with Donald Trump. Now, we catch her in a whole bunch of lies. Stormy says she walked 2 blocks to get to the hotel and then got a ride for the rest of the way. Her hotel was the Harvey Hotel. Across the street, 255 feet, you can walk. Everything she said in 2011 contradicts what she's saying now and a lot of what she said in 2018. She said to have this dinner with Trump, she was approached by Trump's bodyguard. And what did you say at that time? F no. Now in 2011, Donald Trump himself asked me if I wanted to have dinner that night, and I was like, yeah, of course. Who would pass up an opportunity to talk to someone so interesting? Wow, that is a major contradiction. We talked about ordering food and we never got to eat. In 2011, we ended up having dinner in the room. There was an imbalance of power for sure. What was she saying in 2011? I had to make him my bitch. She alleges that she sees Trump on the bed in his underwear. I was just startled, like jump scare. I wasn't expecting someone to be there, especially minus a lot of clothing. In 2011, it was different. He was sitting on the bed and we started kissing. All this stuff really, I think, blows up her story.
The next available person.
And I swear, she has to be like, I'm not even trying to be rude, but she's got to have the same IQ as like a doorknob, a nail, a rock, or a wall or something, because she seems so uneducated when she starts talking.
And I would just say a strong message to Democrats who are out there pretending to be outraged about the long list of crap.
Bunch of crap.
$2 million for sex changes in Guatemala, $6 million to fund tourism in Egypt, $20 million on a new Sesame Street show in Iraq.
What?
But then they're very quiet about the fact that there are still North Carolinians and people in California who have lost everything, and in the last 4 years, this federal government did nothing to help them.
It doesn't make sense, does it?
But I certainly can.
Caroline, Ukraine. When exactly did Amy Gleason start her job as DOJ administrator?
So Amy Gleason has been the DOJ administrator for quite some time, I believe several weeks, maybe a month. I'm not actually sure of the specific timeline. She's a career official. She's doing her job as the administrator of this organization. I know everybody's very interested in her name and who she is and what she does. There's a lot of people who work for the federal government. They're just trying to do their jobs, and, you know, that's what she's doing.
DOJ staffers told us yesterday that they found out about her being the administrator yesterday. Why is that?
You have to ask them. They're clearly unaware. I don't know.
Did you announce her position to the rest of the DOJ staff?
We No, everybody knew, and we said who she was to all of you because you are hounds in the media who are so obsessed with this for some reason. So in the effort of transparency, we told you who that person is. There are so many bigger things in the world than who the Doge administrator is, but for some reason, everybody in the press corps is so obsessed with this that you were incessantly asking, so we thought, okay, we will be transparent. So now you know who it is. Any further questions?
Like, oh, if they cut the power off, there's going to be severe consequences, so you're threatening us even more now. And then they even asked her, like, what would happen? Oh, I don't know. So you're making threats, but you don't know what's going to happen.
As for the tariffs, the president made his position on this quite clear with the statement that he put out. And it was a retaliatory statement due to the escalation of rhetoric that we've seen out of Ontario, Canada. The president saw the Premier, Doug Ford, make an egregious and insulting comment threatening to shut down electricity for the American people, for hardworking American families. He made that threat. The president saw that and has an obligation and a responsibility to respond accordingly and represent the interests of the American people. So he has made the decision to add a 25% tariff. So now steel and aluminum tariffs will come into effect tomorrow at the rate of 50%. And our steel and aluminum industries have actually applauded these tariffs because, again, they know it's going to grow their industry here. It's going to allow them to export more steel that is made right here in the United States with American workers.
Conversations between the administration and the Canadians going on over this tariff because the Ontario Premier says the next step is to cut off electricity to the U.S.
And the president put out a statement after seeing those comments and said that it would be there would be grave consequences imposed on Canada if they think about shutting off electricity for the United States of America and our citizens. And the president is also determined to ensure that we are depending on American electricity, not the electricity production of foreign nations, including our allies in Canada.
Well, she's only saying what Trump's telling her to say, so.
She's probably been put in there because according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
It's giving jealous old hag. Caroline Leavitt is the youngest press secretary in our history, but she didn't just come out of nowhere, and she didn't get the job because of how she looks. The left claims to be pro-woman, but they will always drag and discredit women who are not in lockstep with them. Caroline has been in Trump's orbit for a while, serving as assistant press secretary under Kayleigh McEnany during Trump's first term. Leavitt ran for Congress. She also served as a spokeswoman for MAGA Inc. and then Trump's 2024 campaign. People are not hired in the Trump administration because they're attractive. I think what Joy is having a hard time coming to terms with is that conservatives just are better looking. Exhibit A. Caroline being conventionally attractive is the least impressive thing about her, but Joy had to skip over the whole impressive resume part to make her childish point. Actually, misogyny at its finest, and kinda nasty.